So the next category is simplifying radicals nth root. So right over there. Okay, so we have a radical, but we want to put it in exponent form. So maybe this is a little bit older, but don't worry, we can do this. Oh wait, I need to screenshot this. There we go, now I can write. Okay, so in order to convert this into the exponent form, we just need to convert this radical, the fourth root, into its exponent form. So I'm going to keep the 256x squared y eighth all inside parentheses, and then because this is a fourth root, then the Then the exponent will be 1/4. Hopefully that looks familiar to you because this is a fourth root, so this is the denominator on our exponent. Okay, once that is there, we need to distribute this exponent to like literally everything inside the parentheses. So we have 256 to the power of 1/4, and then x squared times 1/4, because when it's raised to the power of 1/4, you're just gonna multiply those exponents. And then we have y to the power of 8 multiplied by 1/4. Okay, pausing here, are there any questions? Because this is like material from like 2 weeks ago or something like that. Okay, so then let's just simplify each part. So let's deal with the 256 to the power of 1/4. So you just have to ask yourself, what times itself 4 times is going to be 256? And if you don't know off the top of your head, it's okay because this is multiple choice. Like take a look. Is it going to be 4 or is it going to be 64? Is it 4 to the 4th power equals 256? If you don't know, check your calculator. And yes, it would be 4. So 4 to the 4th power is 256. So then therefore, this piece, 256 to the power of 1/4, would just be 4. And then just for the record, if you tried 64 to the power 4, that's going to be a really large number. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to type in my calculator, but it's a lot larger than 256. So 256 to the power 1/4 is 4, and then x squared to the power of 1/4. That's just multiplying the 2 and the 1/4. I'm going to write that as x to the power of, multiply the numerators. So 2 times 1, that's going to be 2, and then it's still going to be over 4. Let me zoom in actually. Just to remind you, when you're multiplying a whole number by a fraction, think of it as 2 fractions. They're just over 1. So you just multiply straight across. 2 times 1 gives us 2, and then on the bottom, 1 times 4 gives us 4. However, of course, 2/4 is simplifiable. They are both even numbers. They're both divisible by 2. So then 2 over 4 is the same as 1 over 2. And then finally, for the y piece, let's simplify that one as well. This is y to the power of, multiply straight across, 8 times 1, that's 8. 1 times 4 on the bottom, that's 4. And then 8 divided by 4, that we can simplify into 2. So our final answer is 4x to the power 1/2 y squared. And then if I zoom out, it will be there on our answer choices somewhere. This one. Okay, before I submit it, are there any questions? All right, let's go ahead and select that answer choice. And then let's do a few more. I don't know how many more you guys need, but we'll do a few. Okay, so we have negative 100, x to the power of 8, y cubed, all inside a square root. And then I actually don't know if you guys have learned I before or if that was supposed to be taught, but then COVID caught up with us. So I'm going to pause the recording and ask you guys. So you guys just told me that you know what I is. I is the square root of -1. So yeah. So we have the square root of 100 or negative 100 x to the power of 8 y cubed. So this is a square root. Let's rewrite that as exponent form. So negative 100 x to the power of 8 y cubed to the power of 1/2. Remember, a square root is a 1/2 exponent. Let's distribute. So we have negative 100 to the power of 1/2. That's the pieces that's going to have an I in it. And then x to the power of 8 times 1/2. Remember, that's like 8 over 1 times 1/2. And then we have y cubed times 1/2. Remember, when we multiply it, you can treat it like a 3 over 1. Okay, so simplifying every single piece, if we have the square root of negative 100, then that would give us the I piece because it's a negative, and the square root of 100 is just going to be 10. So we have a 10i for that first piece. Then for the x piece, we're just going to multiply straight across. Oh wait, maybe I should do it in a couple steps. So I'll make a shorter arrow. So multiplying straight across, x to the power of, on the top part we have 8 times 1, so that's just 1. And on the bottom we have 1 times 2, which is just 2. And then let's simplify. What is 8 divided by 2? That's going to be x to the power of 4. And then same thing for the y. We're just going to simplify by multiplying straight across. We have y to the power of, on the top, 3 times 1. On the bottom, 1 times 2. And 3 halves is not simplifiable as a fraction. So then we just need to look for this. 10i, x to the power of 4, y 3 halves. That would be this one, right? Yes, okay. And then any questions on this example? Okay, let's go ahead and select that one. And then let's go another problem. Cool. So we got another negative, but I also want you to notice that this is a cubic root. So if you're doing an odd root of a negative, you don't need to have an I. I'll just write that out just in case. Odd root of negative number is a negative number, not I. Okay, so I just wrote that on the top just in case it helps anybody remember. Yeah. Okay, so we have the cubic root of negative 64 x 10 y 6. So let's rewrite this. All inside the power of 1/3 because that's a cubic root. And then we're going to distribute. Okay, so negative 64 to the power of 1/3 x to the 10 over 1 technically to the power of 1/3, and then y to the power of 6 over 1 technically times 1/3. And then we have negative 64 to the power of 1/3. So that, let me just remind you that if you do negative 4 times negative 4 times negative 4, like 3 negative 4s in a row, that would give you negative 64. So then that's why you don't need an I in here. There's no imaginary numbers necessary because just a simple old negative number, 3 of them in a row, will multiply to give you a negative number. So this will just be negative 4. And then for the x to the power of 10 over 1 times 1 over 3, multiply it straight across, x to the power of 10 times 1, and then 1 times 3. And then for the y piece, we have y to the power of 6 over 1, or 6 times 1, and then 1 times 3. So that's 6 divided by 3. Simplify again, that's going to be y squared. 6 divided by 3 is just 2. So I kind of wrote it really crooked this time. But this would be your answer. Where is that? Right here. The first one. Okay. Any questions on this one? Okay, so first choice is our answer. And submit. Cool. Okay, so we did 3 examples for this one. I think that is enough. But if it's not, remember you can always call me over into your breakout room so I can help you out. So I'm going to end the recording now.